Hello Aquarius, this is your July forecast and also applies if you're Aquarius rising or Aquarius moon. It's a busy month this month with a lot going on, especially as we usually have one full moon a month, and this month we've got two full moons, including one in your sign, but more to that later. We've got Saturn retrograde still until September the 18th. And it's retrograde right up here in your 10th house of career, of work. And it's retrograding over that area, just checking with you, do you feel as though your career's going in the direction you want it to go into? Have you taken on too many responsibilities? Do you feel as though too many things are falling on your shoulders? These are questions that need to be asked during this Saturn retrograde, because it's time, it's a last chance really to reassess and restructure your career to take it in the direction you want to go with it. On the very first of the month or the second, depending where you live, we've got a full moon in Capricorn. And so this is the sign before you happening in your 12th house. It's also resonating here with Pluto. So a full moon in your 12th house is certainly going to highlight anything that's been hidden, anything that's been suppressed. So you may have some very vivid dreams at this time, but also it's a great time for shining a light. Maybe it's showing you you've not been resting enough, you've not been getting enough sleep, you've not been getting enough quiet time, or maybe you've been getting too much and you need to be out there a little more. But this full moon is shining a light as well on anything that you've kind of kept inside of you. So maybe it's time to write about anything emotional, anything you've been feeling. Write it out if you can't speak it out to the person or persons that are involved. Now the nice news is that for the first week of this month, Aquarians, we've got a conjunction between Jupiter and Venus happening here in your 7th house of relationships. And Jupiter and Venus together, it's the two benefic planets, they're the two benevolent planets. And when they come together in this house of relationship, well, for those of you looking for romance, this would be the perfect timing. For those of you looking for a renewal of romance in an existing relationship or marriage, this too is helpful. It's a great time for finding an advisor, a coach, or maybe for you to be coaching someone else. But it can just bring in a new friendship, a new person, or just a new slant on a friendship that really is very beneficial for you. It's a lovely aspect. Now, on the 7th of the month, we've got an exact opposition between Pluto and the Sun happening. So really important for you to make sure that you're taking charge of your physical health, your physical well-being, but also your emotional and your mental well-being. You know, where are your thoughts? Where is everything going? Are you too obsessed with your work and not enough time going into you and your quiet time? On the 9th of July, we've got Mercury coming into your 6th house and joining the Sun and Mars is there all month. So what this is doing is it's energizing your work area. It's energizing everything connected with work, and Mars there, this will be a wonderful time for really putting energy. You might be very busy in your work. There might be a lot going on, a lot of activities. And it's also a good time if you're looking for work to be very proactive about it. So maybe you've not heard back from an interview. Well, go after it, see what's happening, see what's going on. And if that doesn't work, try something else. Mars should also give you a lot of energy to be able to put into your health area, your health, your well-being, to do something, to be very active. It's a wonderful placement that's good for exercising. And Mercury there, this is a good time actually for going for interviews, for speaking to people, for really connecting with people in your workplace. And with the Sun shining, it's like there for the first just over 3 weeks of this month, this really could also mean something new happening for you in the work area. Between the 13th and 15th of July, we've got a square happening between Venus and Saturn. So you may find yourself torn in some ways between a relationship, the demands of a relationship, and maybe the pleasure in a relationship, and the demands of work. So I'm going to suggest that you don't defocus yourself, you focus on what's important, get the work done, and then maybe do something nice for yourself afterwards. On the 15th and 16th of July, depending where you live in the world, we've got a lovely new moon happening in this 6th house of work. Opportunities for a new job, new work, new possibilities, a new person, a new employee, a new manager. Lots of newness here. And also, you may decide that you want to volunteer. You want to do something that makes a contribution in some way. So maybe a new beginning, a new possibility there as well. And on the 19th of July, we've got Venus going into your 8th house. And Venus in the 8th house could bring you some good news financially. It could be a possibility, maybe you get somebody who actually wants to give you a nice present or a nice gift. It could also be a relationship going to a deeper, more intimate level. And you may also just enjoy possibility of maybe studying and learning something in this whole psychological, esoteric, the unseen parts of life. On the 23rd of July, we've got the Sun coming into your house of relationships, Aquarius. On the 24th, Mercury joins it. So we've got a lot going on in this house of relationships, especially the last week of the month. A new relationship could come into your life, or a new friendship. It would also be a good time for communications in a relationship, for clearing out something. And with the Sun in that house of relationship, this is just an opportunity for new inspiration, for boosting any kind of relationship, whether it's an intimate relationship or a business relationship. And finally, on the very last day of the month, I'm looking because there usually is another moon down there, we have got a full moon, Aquarius, in your sign, happening in your 1st house. Now you're going to be extra sensitive at this time, and your moods may change, but also it's a great time for a makeover, a hairdo, doing something of changing your appearance in some way. Aquarius, you always like to be different and a little bit quirky. This full moon may well trigger that in you. So it's a month where relationships are in sharp focus, your work is very strongly aspected, and your career direction, where you want to take your life in this new direction, starting especially from September the 18th, when Saturn goes direct again. So there you have it. If you'd like me to look at your personal chart and do a reading for you, I'd be delighted to hear from you. Wishing you a very happy summer in the Northern Hemisphere. Thank you for listening. Bye for now.